So here's the plan. I'm going to move the shed with this trailer. However, sheds are 8 feet wide, which means they're going to come out. It's going to come out to this wheel edge. So I'm going to build the bed up to this height with these pallets or close to it. So most sheds they're like on skis, 2 4x4 runners, about a foot in from each side, because most sheds are about 8 foot wide that you get from anywhere really. So the idea is to build up the trailer, 16-foot trailer. I think it's a 12-foot long shed, 8 foot wide. Then remove the tailgate, which I think should be pretty easy. I'll have to just probably down there with those joints. And then I'm going to jack the shed up and then back the trailer underneath it and then lower the shed onto the trailer. Yesterday, I'll get into it with the video, I put 4-inch PVC pipe under the shed and I rolled the shed into a position where I wanted it for the trailer. So hopefully it all works out. It should be fine. Some tools needed for the project. I got some heavy duty tie down straps. You're gonna need an assortment of jacks. Probably some pry bars wouldn't hurt either. But basically the workhorse has been this black jack here and this red little car jack here. We'll see when I do the rest. And you're gonna want all kinds of different sizes of block. I have a lot near the shed, but block to hold the shed up once you jack it up. All right, there's my tools, and that's just a tow strap. I use that to pull the shed. Once I had it on the rollers, I just pulled it with the truck to where I wanted it. Another tool I found useful is 3.5-inch screws and a drill to drill a board on the side of the shed that I could use to jack off on. So these tools were for my jack off board. Okay, so this is a 14-foot trailer. I used 12 skids. Now you can see I had to cut those to make them fit. Those in the back I didn't have to cut. These I did not have to cut. So really, when you're picking your skids, a little use of the measuring tape. If you have a lot to pick from, you can save cutting. You can see a couple pieces of scrap there, and I have one extra skid here. Now that distance there, remember the shed's on a 4x4, which is 3.5 inches. So I have to make sure that the distance never goes over 3.5 inches. So I may have to lay another piece of wood here, some 2x, or I have these scrap pieces that came with the skids. I may lay those over to prepare more for the skid so it doesn't rest on the railing. I want the skids to rest on the 4x4s, the skis underneath it. There's 2 4x4s underneath the shed. Okay, the shed's really starting to gain some elevation. I took that 6x6 there, and luckily it was 10 feet. I strapped it from this area, and I'm starting to go up. Just when things started getting interesting, the rain came. I'm about ready to slide some supports across the front and across the back, and then I can just continue to just use jacks and not need blocks. I'll just jack up the supports. So you can see I just jacked up a little, and I'm putting the jack on these runners. The shed has these 4x4 runners. Then it has 2x's going across this way, and then it has the plywood floor, which I already showed. So the idea is to get those up high. I need about 3 feet to get under the trailer. So that's what I'm going for, the bottom of that 4x4, 3 feet high. Okay, here we go. I took the tailgate off the shed, so it's more of a flat one. I got it built up, I think, high enough. We'll see. So I got some extra boards there. So the plan is to jack the shed up. Here's where the shed originally was, and I rolled it with the pipes. The house is being demolished and sold to FEMA, so I took out some of the plumbing and some of the shit pipe and shoved it under the shed, and then I pulled it with the truck. It pulled quite easily. I just put up I tied a rope to each side, and I tied a little rope through there, and I pulled it to the angle that I wanted it, where I could get the trailer on it, I hope. And then jack it up and roll the trailer underneath. So anyway, these boards were really important. I used 3.5-inch screws, and you want to make sure you're getting studs on the inside when you're screwing this to the wall. And then I used this board as my jack up board, so I could put the jack on there. And I found another board and did that. All these boards were found. This place was severely flooded. The water where I'm standing was probably up to my waist, and it went to the top of that door there. As you can see, the neighbor's house is flooded too, and floated out his mattress. So I have lots of scrap wood. I can scrap from here and scrap. There's all kinds of wood to scrap. I'm gonna maybe reuse one of these 6x6s and hopefully use that to jack the shed up. But anyway, let me get out of here and start jacking this baby up. What it looks like on the inside. Like I said, you want to get those studs. There's this stud there with that board. And then I also like the boards on the side because it helps the rigidity of the shed when you're moving it. So I'm going to jack it up and then probably take the boards off and use them to go under the shed and then drive the trailer under. Okay, the shed move failed. I tried to roll the trailer down on that, and it was downhill, and the trailer got away from me. I should have left it on the truck. It was hard to get it in there, so now I'm sort of at a loss. Okay, I'm about ready to roll here. Just a couple pointers. One, we got a jack wedged in there. I'm just gonna leave it because I'm not sick, but I'm just tired of working on it today. Blew up this corner pulling on the ropes. Actually, maybe I should take that off, throw it in the truck. What else? I got a strap. It looks like that's about it. I got to grab a couple more tools. And she's on there pretty solid. Oh, I know I wanted to show you is this. So I knew this was going to be the 4x4, so I wanted to make sure that this hit first, and I barely got it here. I'm glad that this is resting versus resting on here. It's resting on here. I'm a little bit better on that side, and that's it. I hope I get it home, and then to get it off, I'm going to reattach the ramp, put some more pallets on the ramp, and hopefully put those boards back underneath and roll it on off to the new site. Thanks to Ian, we did it sort of a different way. We got it on this come along. First we got it to the trailer. We used rollers and it went up these on the roller. So we got to get these off. And she's on there. That's about where I think I'm going to keep it. It's centered over the axle. So it was a pain in the ass. So how I would do it next time is just jack the front up of the shed, get these wide 2x12s underneath, and in the back we had these pieces of 6x, so it was supporting the back as because the back was much lower. And then we just pulled it up with the come along and those pipes, and we end up just having 3 pipes. They work extremely well once the weight of the shed got onto the trailer. That was the trick, is getting the weight onto the trailer. But after 3 days, finally got it on there.
Thanks to Ian. Thanks to this guy.